remember what you said to her when she came out of the game.
She couldn't remember?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something about you loved her or you hated her or something like that.
Well, half of that's right.
Yeah. What did you say to her?
Just, I was having fun with her, I was just playing. You know, she knows that I think she could be like this every night if she felt like it, if she wanted to be, if there were, you know, if there were anything that I thought would prevent her from being like this, I would certainly try to fix it, but it's totally within her control. And today she took advantage of all of the things that are available out there. And I think there's more advantages, there's more opportunities out there than just what you saw today. I always think it's sad when a kid who's a pretty darn good free throw shooter doesn't create opportunities to get to the line. And so today she did, you know, and today was a perfect example of Aubrey being Aubrey. And we could get 25 on Monday, or we could not. So I'm anxious to see what comes up. But, you know, on our best teams, we've always had really, really good guard play. And I think KK and Paige give us that, you know, in their own different way. And we've always had an inside game that we could throw the ball to and think we could get a bucket, you know, or something good could happen. And Aaliyah gave us that tonight. And then there's always been a pretty good wing player that can create mismatches and do things inside, outside, whatever. And tonight that was Aubrey. And that's the formula, that's been the formula for winning at UConn since the beginning of time. And it's probably the first game this year where we maybe had those three things all fall into place. And our defense was smart today. Less dumb, but we made a lot of really good decisions defensively, and especially in the second half. I mean, you look at those third and fourth quarter stats, you know, what we did defensively, and it was pretty damn good. And we rebounded, we out-rebounded them. You know, we're trying to win the three-point battle. And that's 2 games in a row now where we won that. And we're trying to win the free throw battle, and we won that as well today. If we can keep doing those 2 things, I think we give ourselves a chance, regardless of who we're playing.
Geno, with this week's game on top of last week, a couple of wins over ranked teams, and you know, the 3 losses that you have, as you mentioned, are all the top 5 teams. You start to maybe take a little different look at the season now that, you know, maybe the sky isn't falling, that you just have, that some of the things you want to do are still within reach.
Yeah, the things that I want to do as of today, certainly not the things I wanted to do in June, but seasons take on a life of their own, I think. Some start out great and they fade, and some start out, it's a struggle and it gets better and better. The key is just to keep getting better, keep getting more people comfortable playing the minutes that they're playing. Keep putting KK in positions where she does what she did today, you know, and then maybe add a few more things to her game. The Edwards All-American game today, you know. Whatever that takes us to, wherever that takes us to, I'm okay with it. You know, never thought the sky was falling. I just thought it was hanging by a thread, but I never thought it was falling exactly. Because nobody plays the schedule we play. And, it's no shame to lose those 3 games, but it's just not something that we're accustomed to here at Connecticut. But if you said to any coach in the country, here's your schedule, the first 10 games, and you're going to be 7-3, how do you feel about that? Any place else they go, I feel ecstatic. So, and actually Maryland was ranked when we played them, I think, too. So, I don't know what our expectations are. I don't know what they should be right now. I hope this isn't our ceiling. Let's put it that way. I hope there's more beyond this. But maybe this gave our players a glimpse of what it can be. It's interesting with players today. Leading up to the Texas game, we probably had some of the best practices we had all year. And then we go out there and they go 6 for 8 or whatever the hell it was and storm out to a lead, and it's a struggle to get back in the game. And after yesterday's practice, I would have told you the chances of us winning today were 0. So it just, I've resigned I told Jamel that today. She had the scout on this and she did an amazing job. Everything was right on point. But I told her, I said, I've resigned myself that what's going to happen is going to happen. And we just, my mantra has been, not in the beginning when I started, and not always, but our best times, my mantra has always been, look, at some point during the game, they're really going to need your help. And you just got to be there to help them. And the rest is out of your hands, really. There's not much you can do about it. We were consistent today. Much more consistent than we've been at any other game, I think.
Nika had a
Nightmare.
season.
Is that what you were going to say?
No, season high 10 assists, but she also had 8 turnovers. What do you make of that?
Nightmare. That's what I make of it. There's turnovers and then there's turnovers. Okay? She would be locked up in any country. Europe, America, it wouldn't be anything. And there's no great turnovers, don't get me wrong, but there's some that are just not quite as bad. A guy makes a backdoor cut, you throw it, and the defensive player hustles their ass off, makes a play, Yeah. Good. But some of hers are just, I get my friends that I played with in high school and college text me and they go, seriously? And you think you're a good coach? She makes me look bad. And I hate that. Because the 10 assists are who she is. That's who she is. And I need her to stop being the other person that she is. And nobody feels worse about it than she does. Nobody. So, I think there's a bigger upside for us than today. Because if we fix that aspect of it, I think our guard situation is in pretty good shape. But yeah, nightmare.
Can you figure out why the consistency was there today? Can you attribute it to anything? Or?
Yeah, I think we were more locked in at walkthrough this morning. We didn't have a shoot around, so we didn't have a chance to screw everything up, and go into the game with a bad feeling. So I think we were locked in at walkthrough, and we knew exactly how we wanted to guard them. And offensively, we stayed aggressive the entire time. There was very little time when there were stretches, don't get me wrong. There were a couple stretches, where, we went 3 or 4 possessions that we could have really taken off earlier, much earlier than we really did. But for the most part, we stayed aggressive, and the ball moved more today. Right? The ball moved more today. You know, I was saying last night that, you know, coaches talk about when the ball is moving a lot, it feels like the ball is light. You know, you're like, you know, one touch passes in hockey. You know, and the puck just moves. Same with soccer. You know, and touch the pass. You know, and it just hops. And then there's other times when the ball feels heavy and it gets stuck in people's hands. And we've had a lot of games this year where the ball was heavy. And I thought the ball was a little bit lighter today.
Going back to Aubrey, how much do you feel like her confidence is the issue with her inconsistency?
How much what?
How much is her confidence in impacting her inconsistency?
Like, how much does a punch in the face impact that your nose is bleeding? It's got everything to do with it. That's everything. It's, you know, it's gratifying to see this, and it's infuriating to see the other one, because nothing changes. We haven't told her anything different. We haven't put her in a different position. We haven't run different sets or offenses. Our defense isn't any different. It's totally within her control. All of it. All of it. So that's why today is so gratifying. You know, because she took that. She took control of it. She owned it today. You know, and as I said, you know, Aaliyah was amazing. Paige was Paige. You know, she's the leading shot blocker in the country. You know, so the seniors have to carry this team. The guys that have been here the longest have to carry this team, and today they did. And the other guys, they just have to do their part. You know, a little bit. You gotta love Q, right? She played 7 minutes and got 5 shots off. Gotta love that kid.
Geno, there was a court ruling in NCAA this week involving that two-time transfers can be immediately eligible. I'm just wondering, I asked Jeff the same thing, I got a 5-minute answer. I don't know what I'm gonna get here. I'm just curious, your thoughts on it. I seem to remember, I don't want to put words in your mouth, that you weren't even happy when the first transfer was free, but just your thoughts, you know.
I mean, I understand. I understand the transfer rule, because the NCAA could never win that battle anymore, because how can you make a rule that's different for basketball than it is for every other sport? Okay, so if a track athlete can transfer anytime without sitting out, or a tennis player, but then a basketball player can, or a football player can. So I knew it was just a matter of time before they lost that battle. Okay, so I'm fine with it. And the transfer rule is the transfer rule. That's fine. All the coaches are learning to live with it. Now, when you say that a kid can transfer twice and have no stipulations on the transfer, when does that become 3? And when does it become 4? And when does it become, in that letter from Governor Baker, that the players are going to get this, and we are going to do this for the players. And there was not one line in that entire letter that said the players are responsible for this. The players are obligated to do this. So where are we going with this? Why do we even need coaches? Why do we even need administrators? Just let it go.
One of the things Jeff talked about was, say like your team, you could find a 6'5" kid, that'd be great. Why don't you trade for one, or cut someone,
Yeah.
or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be that. What? I'll trade you. You know, it's like now we're all playing with baseball cards. I'll trade you my Mickey Mantle card for your Willie Mays card. But there's no, I mean, I would, because I'm a National League guy. So as long as there's no stipulations on anything, I think the coaches in this country have no chance of creating something that's pretty good in your program. Fortunately, hasn't affected us yet. But I always think if I'm going to give you X, Y, Z, I need to get something back from you. If I have to put everything I'm going to give you in writing, I need you to sign something that says you have to do it. I think that's every coach's issue with what's going on right now. And, you know, and opt in if you want to pay 30 grand. Well, who's not going to do that? Well, there's 365 Division I schools. 300 of them are not going to opt in because they can't. So you're creating a separate league already. So make your own rules, do your own thing, and the coaches just have to take it. And the coaches are going to get paid less. So at least you don't have to hear any more bullshit about how much the coaches are getting paid, because they have to take that money to pay for the $30,000 and all the other stuff that they have to give the players. And they can fire us. You can't fire players. See, there's all these things that drive coaches crazy. We don't win any games, we get fired. Players can come here and be 3-27. They still get their money. They still get paid. And you can't fire them. What kind of world is that? When you all want to live in that world? You're going to get paid X if you're really good. And you're going to get paid X if you suck. I'm okay with them getting paid X. I'm also okay with them getting fired. Can't have one without the other.
Geno, Paige said she's kind of embracing her inner power forward. That you even put her there during practice at times to work with CD. Does it make a difference, that extra tenacity that she's bringing, even if it's just in her mind that, oh yeah, I'm a power forward on defense now? Well, her block shots have never, I don't think any of them have come from her, the guy she's guarding. She's really, really good at, like today, she chased down that kid in the breakaway, or she'll come from the weak side and get a piece of the ball. So you can put players that are really smart, you can put them anywhere on the floor and they'll function well. So if we're going to bring Aubrey off the bench, our options are pretty limited at that position. So by putting her there, it's beneficial to us. And I think it hurts the other team because she's smart enough defensively to hold her own, but the guy that they have guarding her can't guard her. So that's the gamble that we're taking. And as I said, she's pretty bright, and she picks things up quickly. And she has, I wanted to take her out today at one point to give her a breather. And the coaches said, you know, hey, there's 2 minutes left. There's a TV timeout coming up soon. Be a great time to give Paige a breather. I said, after the next 3. Because when she gets it going, I'm very reluctant to take her out. That's the kind of impact she has on the game. And lastly, Jeff was kind of positioning for your job earlier.
He told me he's retiring. He said, I'll retire before you will, because I'm smarter than you. That's what he told me. So he's not getting it.
He's not getting this job. If I left tomorrow, he ain't getting this job. His name will be in the mix because he does that all the time, and that's how he keeps getting raises. So I could see him putting his name out, and he's already laying the groundwork for that, right? He knows I'm, not going to last here forever, and he's way younger than I am, and he wants to trade my job for his condo in Breckenridge. I actually told him it's not a bad deal, but not quite yet.
He said maybe 3 more losses on your part, though, and Neil will be signing.
No, he walked, I was doing an interview, and he walked over before the game, and I was doing an interview with the Fox people, and Radenka came by and gave me this big, long hug, and I said, Jeff, that's our president, so you ain't never getting this job. He's one of the best coaches that we faced, though. I mean, I think he could be a great coach anywhere, in any program, at any level. He's just really, really good at what he does. Really, really good. Really good. Not as good as Hurley, but he's really good.
You guys opened Big East play on Monday. Just what are your thoughts about the conference so far?
Well, Marquette's surprising a lot of people based on preseason predictions. So I think they're a terrific team. I think Creighton is really good, and those two had a terrific game. DePaul seems to be recovering from, they're trying to incorporate a lot of new players. We're missing a lot of star power, from last year. But our conference, the nice thing about our conference, I think, our second time back, when we came back, it didn't take them long to figure out, all right, I think we can handle this. I think in the beginning they were maybe overwhelmed a little bit, but there isn't this, oh, we're playing Connecticut, I think everybody in our league feels like they can compete with anybody. And I said earlier, Monday's game against Butler will be 180 difference from today. So you have to go and quickly flip the switch from what we got to do to get ready for today to what we have to do to get ready for Monday. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Seton Hall just got a ranked win today.
Huh?
Seton Hall got a ranked win today.
Who?
They beat UNLV by 30
By 30.
Woo! Where was that game?
at Walsh.
Oh. Imagine the look on those kids' faces when they walked in there. They got slot machines bigger than Walsh Gym in Vegas. Good for them. I love that. I love that. And the problem that some of the teams in our league have, people won't play them. People say, we'll play, you come to our place. They won't play them at home. So you don't get a chance to do that enough. Bring them into your place and get a really good win, big win. So, yeah, I'm excited about the league this year. I'm excited about the league this year.